Hey folks, how's it going? This is Iron Seagull here, back with another discussion video. So this time I'm going to do something a little different because I'm going to be just talking about one piece of map art that I found. Yes, I do want to emphasize this is fan-made. This is not official by anyone from EA, so no, this is not confirmed content or anything of that sort. But recently, you may have heard of Philippe Sims, or Noir Sims as he's known on Twitter. I used one of his fan art maps, I believe it was of Sunrise Hills, in one of my recent info and thoughts videos, and I was just going through his profile because he's done so many cool just fan art maps, including ones that have been included in mods that actually replace the ones in game. And then I came across this one that I hadn't already seen before, and it's a concept for an amusement park / resort. I know all the rage right now is tropical paradise speculation, but just seeing this really makes me think even more about what an amusement park game pack could be like in a more practical sense, beyond me just saying, oh, I want roller coasters, or oh, I want a water park, or whatever else. So yeah, this looks pretty interesting here, where especially with the, the gate at the front, it just gives me the Sims Superstar vibes for some reason, and there's a llama in the middle of it. That's pretty cute. But just looking at this really makes me think of how this whole concept would work, because since we have a very limited amount of space in The Sims 4, then I can imagine it being its own separate world like this. Potentially a vacation world, maybe could just treat it like a Disney theme park or something, where you just have like some hotels and you can just stay there and just go on rides all day or whatever. Because just looking at all the different things that are labeled on the map, I don't know. I'm not 100% sure, but I assume one of these two buildings at least are like a hotel. I think this one over here is meant to be a pool and a gym and a spa. So yeah, that could be interesting if they did a vacation world this way, where instead of it being something like Granite Falls or Salvadorada, where it's designed to be an adventure out in the wilderness, it's more focused on just having a good time at a theme park. And so I was thinking about how roller coasters would work, because you have this that's designated as a lot over here. I'm not sure what you would actually place in it, but then it did make me think, well, would they actually let us build our own roller coasters like they did with The Sims 3 Roaring Heights? And I started to think, maybe not, because let's be honest, building roller coasters in The Sims 3 was kind of awkward. It's not quite as intuitive as, say, Roller Coaster Tycoon or Planet Coaster, so it makes me think maybe they would look back at that, the Sim Gurus would look back at that and say like, maybe we don't need to let them build their own roller coasters this time. Maybe it'll just be easier to have it set up that we have a pre-made roller coaster like this. Yeah, maybe these balloons here kind of signify also a special lot, but usually these map tags signify like a district name, so you kind of have the, I guess, just the roller coasters, roller coaster district here, and then the water park district right here, and then you basically have the, what would you call it? I guess just the business section, where you have like the museums and the, well, there's like a bar right there. I don't know if I put a bar, but I guess if you want to, you can. And then a restaurant, though you would need the Dine Out game pack, of course, but it would be really cool if they had it so that if you did have Dine Out installed, then a restaurant automatically would place there that would actually be customized to fit what this world is, instead of it just being Chez Llama or something, or one of the other pre-made restaurants that's in the lot bin. Just because, yeah, I much prefer that over how they did it in The Sims 3, where you had these awkwardly placed fire stations and stuff like that. No, I don't want a repeat of that in The Sims 4. And then, I don't know, could this be a bank or something? Or no, it could be a gift shop. Yeah, maybe it's a gift shop. That's probably what that simoleon sign is supposed to mean above that lot right there. And also, it looks like there'd be a special safari district over here that's just one lot. And I can even tell just by these pink blobs, they're supposed to be flamingos. Or if you've been a long time fan of X Urban Sims X, you may also know them as penguins. But that could be really interesting too, not just having what you might expect with the roller coasters and the water park, but also a little bit of a safari where you could see some animals out about in the wild and such. So yeah, that could be really interesting. I do like having animals in The Sims, and especially in The Sims 4 with the art style. So having more animals, that could be really cute. That's one of the reasons I really want a farming expansion pack. Of course, it goes way deeper than just looks, but still, yeah. I mean, just imagine all sorts of animals like sheep, or in this case, lions, or giraffes. Yeah, I mean the the freaking symbol here is a giraffe, so I can imagine that's how it would go. Yeah, I would imagine the roller coasters would probably be pre-made, but maybe it could be like the city living festivals, where, well, instead of it being like the same thing every time, because the festivals are pretty much the same every time, but instead of that, there could be a different roller coaster here every time you visit this world. So actually, maybe it's more like Jungle Adventure in that sense, where you can't just straight up explore every single area the first time because some areas will be blocked off. So maybe there will be some different possible layouts. Oh my gosh, I keep changing my mind. I guess it'd be more like the temple layout where it's a bit more randomized, so you will have different roller coasters. It's not just the same old boring thing. If you come here like 5 times, it won't be the exact same thing. So yeah, I could imagine it being like that. So it's somewhat meeting us in the middle, where it's like you can't build the roller coasters yourself, but at least the roller coaster that is pre-built is not always it's not always this exact same thing. And Ferris wheel, yeah. Now that I think about it, we haven't had a Ferris wheel in The Sims before. I've seen custom content that is really cool for, I saw it for both The Sims 2 and The Sims 3, where Sims can actually ride on a Ferris wheel, but we still haven't had that officially for some reason. So this would be a really good opportunity to do that. And then, I'm not sure, this looks like a lighthouse or something? I don't know what this is supposed to mean. And then you have all these tents over here, so I guess you have all sorts of different attractions. It's not really a circus tent, so I can't really consider it to be that exactly. But, okay. Yeah, I guess that's pretty much all I have to say about that. And oh wait, there's also like that ride here where it's kind of like one of those boats that kind of like goes back and forth, back and forth. Yeah, I can imagine that being really funny, and the Sims might throw up or something if they just ate recently. Yeah, and I've pretty much talked about this whole business district over here. I don't think there's really too much else to say about it, but it's kind of just like, yeah, if your Sims don't really like going on rides all that much, and they can hang out here and go to restaurants or museum and look at like the history of maybe the location that this theme park is in, because yeah, you'd have to call the theme park maybe something instead of it just, well, I mean, you could call it like Simoleon theme park or something like that, but you could also say it's like, oh, it's in this region of the world or something along those lines. And it would be pretty interesting if they could also fit a water park into this too, because then you could have what I normally think of when I think of water slides. These very big water slides that you just go down, and then Sims are like, wee, and then they just go into a pool at the end, and you can swim around, and maybe you can have some of those like splash pools where they're not like pools that you swim in, but they're like, it's hard for me to describe right now, but it's like those places, it's just made for kids. You just splash around, and there's like kind of like mushroom shapes, and then they have water coming out from them, and it's just like a rain shower and that sort of stuff. And oh yeah, I'm not sure how many water parks have this, but I remember like in I think it's called Wild Water Kingdom. That's in like the Greater Toronto area. There's like a lazy river where you're just like floating on an inner tube the whole time, and it just automatically goes down a river, and it's really chill. So maybe you can have a lazy river in The Sims, and yeah, it could be interesting to see what would happen here. I remember actually just recently I rewatched like this clip from Family Guy where it's like there's the supervisor at the top of the water slide who tells you like when to go so that people don't go into the slides too close together just for safety reasons. So the guy's saying like go, 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 and then like, the Brian goes first, and then Meg goes in right after him without waiting for the guy to say go. And then at the bottom is just like they become like some weird fusion or something. And Meg's like, Brian, what happened to us? And Brian's like, oh, I don't know. It's just like, yeah, you can maybe have really weird stuff like that happen, especially since The Sims 4 is so cartoony. You can have very funny stuff like that happen in the game. I don't know about deaths. I don't know if I would want that to be a thing, because I feel like that might be a bit of a touchy subject. Yeah, I'm not sure if if I would really like that at all. Whoops, I'm scrolling down by accident here. But yeah, cars. I mean, that's like a whole thing altogether about wanting cars in The Sims 4. But yep, the parking lot is there. I mean, if we could drive to the amusement park, that would also be nice. But I think that's pretty much all I have to say about this concept. But yeah, again, it is just fan art. It's not a playable thing in the game or anything like that. But we can hope. We can hope it'll happen. It's not my most wanted idea right now, but especially once the inevitable university pack is out of the way, then this will shoot up to like near the top of my wish list very quickly. So just seeing this this fan art map really makes me excited for what could hopefully possibly be. I could imagine a theme park being its whole world like this. I think that would make sense, not just because of the lack of space issues that I mentioned at the beginning, but also so that it's more easy to pick up and play, so that you don't need to build a theme park before you go there and that sort of thing. So yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say. So hopefully in the future, at least some of you are in agreement with me that an amusement park game pack could really work. I mean, I don't know if I want to see an amusement park take up a whole $40 expansion pack. I think that might be a bit of a stretch. But as a game pack, I can totally imagine this sort of thing working. So let me know what you think about this sort of idea in the comment section below. And be sure to subscribe if you want to keep up with my latest content from The Sims, Sonic the Hedgehog, and more. And I'll talk to you all later, and have a great day. Thanks for watching. And of course, I will leave a link to this fan art map in the video description below.